I'm back from my holiday and it's time for Football Manager 2019 again. Roll the intro. Hello and welcome back to the Man United save. They were broken when we got here and it's going very well. I've got to remind myself what's actually happened. It's been a long time since I've played. We're up in 4th, 7 wins from 12 games, drawn 3, lost 2, goal difference of plus 14. Yes, it's dramatically improved if I remember rightly. So we lost 1-0 to Arsenal, beat Slovan Bratislava 4-0. I think that was the last episode. 2-0 we beat Bournemouth, then we Burnley 1-0 in the Carabao Cup 4th round. We beat Crystal Palace 2-1 with, loads of different... Fosu Mensah getting a goal. He's obviously got a little run in the team. Did he play? Luke Shaw got us the win in the Carabao Cup. Bournemouth was Victor Lindelof with 2 goals. So it's all been pretty different goal scorers. We beat Slavan Bratislava again 3-0. Which was Harriet, Greenwood and James. 2-0 we beat Southampton. Paul Pogba getting a goal on Greenwood in the 92nd minute. And today we're going to be playing Wolves and Victor Pilsen. Victoria Pilsen. Pilsen. Victor Pilsner. I think you call him Victor Pilsner is how it's pronounced. But Wolves are actually going to be... I'm recording this on the same day Wolves are actually playing Man United. And we're away. So that's a bit of a coincidence actually. And then... yeah, we'll do the game in the Europa League again. So it's going pretty damn well. As we say, Greenwood's getting a couple of goals. If we talk by goal scorer, so Paul Pogba was at the top with 6, Rashford with 6, Martial with 5, Greenwood with 4, Harriet with 3, Bruno Fernandes with 3, Jesse Lingard with 3, Lindelof with 2, Luke Shaw with 2, and then by Juan Mata, Chong and Fosu Mensah all up there with 1 goal apiece. In terms of assists, Bruno Fernandes with 6, Luke Shaw with 4, Jesse Lingard with 4, Harriet, Rashford and Wan-Bissaka with 3 apiece. So it's going pretty well. De Gea and Wan-Bissaka ever presence in the team, Martial and Pogba ever presence but including sub appearances. So it's going alright, to be honest. We've got a few tired players in here that may have to be rested. Maybe Paul Pogba. We're still sticking with the 4-1-2-2-1 as I call it, or a 4-1-4-3-3 or a 4. We've mixed around a little bit. We've got a little bit more going on, but there's not too much to worry about. Let's get into the game. Although before that, I think I need to rest these players. So we will take out. We'll give Pogba a rest. We'll give Harriet a game in there. We'll give Lindelof a bit of a breather, and we'll play Eric Bailly. That's a better option. No, Eric Bailly is knackered, so we'll keep Lindelof in there. Harriet 92%. Yeah, they're the... Oh, do we play Phil Jones or Chris Smalling? No, let's play Fosu Mensah and... We'll play Fosu Mensah and Tuanzebe at the back together. On the bench, Diego Dalot, Eric... Oh, we're missing sub 6. Who was sub 6? Daniel James, obviously, is injured. So we'll put Chong on the bench. So, yes, on the bench we'll have Diego Dalot, Chong, Bailly, McTominay, Greenwood, Pogba and Henderson. Obviously keeping up with the rules, we can only allowed to spend money that we've earned from the club sales, so we have to have a net value of 0 or above. We have to have 5, I think it was, academy players in the squad at all times. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 in the whole squad, which is very nice indeed. So let's go into that. We'll continue this. Let it go on. Hopefully we can go out there and absolutely smash Wolves. Now, I should probably be playing Greenwood. Well, he's on the bench. He's on the bench. Valued at 850k. That's really not very much at all. I thought he would have been valued at much more than that. 2 goals in 5 appearances in the Premier League for a youngster like Greenwood is not bad at all. But anyway, how has everybody been? Is everybody out in YouTube land doing well? I hope you are. My holiday was absolutely incredible. I've just realised I've got a very weird line on the screen going down. Oh, it's the white line, isn't it? From the... How bizarre. How strange. I don't know why that's coming through me as if I'm a bit... Oh, it's because I'm wearing a dark blue top and it seems to think it's a bit green for some reason. In fact, my whole face is a little bit... Hang on. Give me a sec. It's a little bit better. We'll see how it goes. But... Right, we are still recording. Yes, we are. We're back. We are away at Wolverhampton Wanderers in Wolverhampton. obviously. They are in inconsistent form. We're in excellent form. They find themselves in 14th, which is a bit disappointing for Nuno Espirito Sante's team. But let's get into this then. A very interesting back two of Tuanzebe and Fosu Mensah. Bruno Fernandes takes the captain's armband for today. Very interesting. But yeah, let's go out there. The media are giving a lot of credit. Go out there and put on a worthy display for the media. That's what... You come to this one in good forms. Yeah, whatever. So, oh yes, this is in 3D, isn't it, this thing? I mean, I am literally invisible. If I put my hands there, that looks like I'm trying to grab my boobs. But yeah, Wolverhampton get the games underway then, and they're out to... they've bought Jordan Lukaku, obviously, on the left-hand side. He goes through a couple. Lingard with a good tackle, and VAR doesn't do anything, which is good. VAR, a hot topic on the Football Talk podcast. Go and listen to it. I was actually away when it was recorded, but have we got a penalty? This is VAR. John Moss, who is one of the bigger referees, is going to run all the way to the halfway line. Then he's going to run down the halfway line pitch, go to that little monitor over there. As we zoom in, can we see what he's looking at? Can we see anything? No. Ruben Neves, it's been called by the video assistant referee. I'm there in my white shirt, which will be going see-through in the rain. John Moss comes out, and VAR... Penalty. It is a penalty. Martial to step up to take it. Still got his number 11 shirt on in this save. Obviously back to number 9 in real life. Martial sticks it in the bottom corner, and that is 1-0 Man United. 6th goal of the season. He runs over and celebrates in front of the away fans, who go mental. Absolute delirium in that stand. Is that a word? Delirium? I think it is. Martial tucks it in the bottom corner. Lovely penalty. 1-0 inside 5 minutes. Just the start we wanted. We seem to have turned this form around a little bit now. We play attacking football. We play what the supporters want to see. That's what we're doing here at Man United under my stewardship. And it's been very, very good. Let me know, what's the big news from your lives in the comments below. Obviously, I've been on holiday to Vietnam. It was very, very nice. A very lovely country. Not obviously made famous in the West by the Vietnam War, or the American War as they call it. But as Ruben Neves picks up that ball there. Oh, Wan-Bissaka, that looked terrible. But he's got the ball. Fred into Harrit. Out to Bruno Fernandes. Lays it off to Martial. Looking for his second of the game. Lays it, interestingly, back to Harrit. All the way back to Fred. Out to Luke Shaw, who's got a bit of space on the left-hand side. His cross is blocked. He's going to get it back. And then it goes to the byline. Lays it back to Martial. Squares it. Harrit's on the edge. He shoots, and there's a goal. Assist from Martial. Good football from Man United there. And Harrit gets the second of the game. And what was I chatting about before we scored? Vietnam. That was what I was chatting about. Very nice. Food is unbelievably good. Really nice food out there. We had something called... If you don't follow me on Twitter, you should do. I posted on there. It's a great first-time finish from Harrit, who's been lacking a little bit of first-team football this season. But he's not going to do his chances any harm with goals like that. Very nice indeed. But yeah, a thing called banh mi, this food, right? It's like a mini French stick. Because obviously Vietnam's heavily influenced by the French. They colonised it for a number of years. So there's a lot of... bakeries and stuff which is like French, so they make this like Vietnamese French bread, and it's absolutely amazing. And then inside they put some pate, and then they put roast pork, shredded mango, chili sauce, as Rashford is in, as he interrupts my banh mi. Oh my god, what a block that was from Dendonka. And yeah, shredded mango, chili sauce, and like carrot, a little bit of coriander. It's just divine, absolutely divine. As the corner's cleared away, Fosu Mensah will pick it up. He's been untroubled at the back. Him and Tuanzebe have done pretty well. Bournemouth go 2-0 up against Aston Villa, with Stanislas getting some goals. Obviously, loads of stuff happening in the Premier League in real life as well. Man United smashing Chelsea 4-0, and Man City drawing with Tottenham thanks to VAR, which I will say you can't blame VAR. VAR is in forcing the new rules, which the FA, not even the FA, is it the world governing body, FIFA, I think, have determined the new rules for handball. So yeah, VAR's doing its job. It's making sure the correct decision is made. But go and listen to the Football Talk podcast. The guys over there would have chatted about VAR quite a lot, as they've got a player just called Man. Yeah, Man. Diogo, back to Ruben Neves. Let's focus on Football Manager, Dave. We've covered cooking and food in Vietnam. Excuse me. Ball over the top, looking for Diogo, who's got in behind. What a tackle that was. Hang on a minute. John Mosser says that's a foul. He's asking VAR. The penalty's confirmed. It looked like a fantastic block. That is gutting. Right, De Gea's not really paying attention. He is now. Raul Jimenez lines up, and De Gea makes a save. Justice. Absolute justice there from David De Gea, keeping the ball out. Lovely stuff. Still 2-0. Corner. Moutinho to swing it into the box. Fires it in. Jimenez with a header. De Gea makes an easy catch. And yes, I'm happy that didn't go in, because that was never a penalty. It was a great block. We all saw it in 3D. Challenge him to go out there and prove a point. No. Calmly, I'm very happy. Keep it going. I mean, we're 2-0 up away. This is. I would dream of watching this game earlier. I'm getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning to watch this game in real life. That is a commitment. But yeah, it's going with Rashford not having a good game. Let's get Greenwood on. Let's give Greenwood a run out. Get the boy out. Get the boy out there. Come on, Mason. You can do it. Mason for Marcus. That's the change. Marcus off. Mason on. And weird 55 minutes gone. We're in control pretty much. They've had 4 shots, 3 on target, but we've got Dave saves in goal, haven't we? Here's Bruno Fernandes over the ball, dinks it in, looking towards two, and Zabi heads it back across. It's bouncing around. It's cleared away, and it will fall to Luke Shaw. Lukaku is the man that got it away. Shaw knocks it into Fred. Fred back to Wan-Bissaka. He looks over the top. It's poor, but Dendonka heads it away. And Diogo's there to clear it. And it goes to Lukaku. Keeps it in, but Lingard pounces, fires it across goal. Bruno Fernandes in acres of space. Lays it off. Martial gets a shot off. It's hit the post and falls into Patricio's hands. And I don't know what Lukaku was doing there, keeping that on the pitch. But he is getting more game time than his namesake for us. So, yeah, fair play. Chong's going to come on that inside forward role on the right-hand side. Give us another option, a bit more pace. And we'll see how we do. Fitness-wise, I'm happy to rotate the team for the Victor Pilsner game. I think we're going to be fine. I don't think there's too much to do. As Moutinho gets injured and comes off to be replaced by Sayes. John McGinn's got a goal back for Villa. They're 3-1 down. Bennett is off. And so is Raul Jimenez. Bonatini comes on. Bennett comes on, and Bonatini, Lukaku and Jimenez go off for them. Is it Sheffield United 2, Tottenham 2? Davinson Sancho's own goal. That now says 2-1 because the game can't keep up for some reason. But we're doing very well. It looks like we're going to get a comfortable win here with 5 minutes to go. Wolves haven't really threatened us at all. The league table has not lied as Harriet picks out a wonderful ball to Aaron Wan-Bissaka, fires it across goal. Bennett with a header away, and Ruben Evers now brings it down. Goes up towards Bonatini on this left-hand side. It's going to be one of the defenders to come over. It goes all the way across to Man, and De Gea makes the save. He stops that man. Stop that man! And does very well. Let's make our third and final sub just while they're making sort of. Greenwood not playing well either. We'll do Fred for McTominay, I think, in that holding midfield role. Scott McTominay started the season pretty well for us. He's actually lost his position to Fred. Fred came into some really good form, but could this be the time where Fred loses his form and McTominay comes in? Greenwood lays it back to Fred, into Greenwood, into Chong. Good intricate passing here. Space for Wan-Bissaka on the right hand side. Floats it across. Martial with a header. His second of the game. 3-0 to Man United. 7th goal of the season. Lovely assist from Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And that was some very nice football indeed. As we see here, Greenwood laid it back to Fred. Back into Greenwood. Round the corner to Chong. Chong lays it out to Wan-Bissaka. Loads of time to pick his cross. Beats his man. Back post. Martial's unmarked. Heads it past Rui Patricio. And that, my friends, is 3-0 game set match. 3 minutes to go. Absolutely lovely stuff. And we'll be back pretty much after the final whistle for the Victor Pilsner game. Diogo flicks it on, gets into the box. A good tackle there. I think that might have been Luke Shaw as Chong comes forward, lays it in to Greenwood. Out to the right-hand side. Wan-Bissaka finding himself up on the right-hand midfield spot. Again, it's blocked. Chong keeps it alive, though. Back into Wan-Bissaka. Are we going to get a final attempt on goal, or is this just going to be the final whistle? Goes in towards the back post, but nobody's there. And Otto clears it to Diogo, and I think this could just be the end of the game as Diogo runs forward. Ball through into Bonatini. Actually, I spoke too soon. He tried to chip De Gea, who made a fantastic save. 20 seconds to go, and I'm pretty confident in saying that will be the end of the game, and we will be back for the Victor Pilsner game. Fernandes into Harriet. Harriet's got acres to run into in front of him. He keeps going into Chong. Chong lays it up to Bruno Fernandes. Round the corner to Martial, who'll be desperate for that hat-trick. But there's the full-time whistle. It's a very, very convincing win for the Red Devils. I'm very happy with that result. And we'll be back for the game against Victoria Pilsen. So here we are then, back for the game against Victor Pilsen. We are away from home, and we've gone with a very changed team. The only 2 players, or 3 players, that keep their spots. Tuanzebe and Fosu-Mensah at the back, and Harriet in midfield. But Henderson comes in goal. Dalot and Young start as the fullbacks. Yes, Ashley Simon Young is still here. McTominay, Pogba and Harriet in the middle. Chong, Gomez support Greenwood up front. They're lining up in a 4-2-1-2-1, which, or 4-2-1-3 DM wide if you're Football Manager. It's Victor Pilsen, isn't it? I mean, we should we should be winning this one fairly comfortably. We'll still say there's a lot more to come because this is a very young team and I want them to get out there and show me what we can do and what they can do in this game. I'm expecting us to dominate. We're in our white kit with black shorts, kicking from right to left as Greenwood gets us underway back to McTominay. And looking for Harriet and Pogba to dominate the midfield, put some good balls through to Chong, Gomez and Greenwood. And let's see how we get on as... I mean, they're playing a very defensive formation, 2 holding midfielders. They probably wouldn't have expected us to play with the kids, though, in this game. Although we are absolutely smashing the table in the Europa League. As you can see, played 5, won 4, drawn 1. We're guaranteed to go through, which is why I could play the kids in this one. I don't want latest event updates, do I? I want latest events in the game or recent events or whatever it's called. Pogba turns good ball out to Ashley Young. He'll cut inside onto his right foot. No, he doesn't. Left-footed cross in. Pogba picks it up on the edge of the area, lays it off. Chong. Can Chong get a shot off? He does. It's just past the post. Very unlucky from Tahiti Chong. But it's not a bad start from us. Recent events. That's what I want, just so I can see where shots are happening when we don't watch them in the game. As Jan Kopcic has picked up a slight knock for them. Horava has it back to Resnick. Resnick fires it across to the edge. Denilson shoots. Oh, just over the bar. Is that ex-Arsenal Denilson? Can't be. Surely he's retired. As it goes out to Fosu Mensah, building up from the back, or is Timothy just going to launch it long? No, he doesn't. Into Pogba, they're not really closing down or tightly marking, which is brave, as he puts a lovely ball through to Greenwood, and it's saved. Oh, it goes just past the post from the youngster, and very, very unlucky. Lovely ball through from Paul Pogba, though. Ashley Young, who is, in Football Manager, very good at set pieces. In real life, most of his corners hit the first man. Greenwood up to Gomez. Back to Ashley Young. Ashley Young just holds on to it into Gomez again. McTominay's robbed by Kopcic, who reads it very well. Tries to put the ball over the top, but I think it was Diego Delo who was back there and covering pretty well. We'll demand a bit more from the guys because we're not winning yet. Hubnik has the ball, goes long, and that should be easy for Fosu Mensah, and is. He heads it to Delo, heads it down to Pogba. Pogba turns. I was just thinking, are we in our white kit or is this meant to be the salmon pink sort of kit? As Pogba just marauding his way through everybody, he couldn't get the finish, and Kosiak ends up making an easy catch. As Pogba said, I asked him to dominate the midfield. That's exactly what he's doing, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what he is doing. As front three are struggling. The youngsters maybe would come to expect that. The fact that they are struggling to get in the game against seasoned professionals like the Victoria Pilsen back four with 2 holding midfielders in front of him. So we are looking very much at the likes of Pogba and Harriet to control this game. Harriet's not playing well either, though, which is interesting. May move him back to the playmaker role. I've played him as the Mazzala today in the Bruno Fernandes role. It's not really working. I could do 3 subs up front. I could bring on Pereira, Rashford and Martial just to make sure we get the win. I'll give them a little bit longer to focus and go out there. You know, I'll say I'm gonna go assertively and say I'm not happy because we're not winning, and we really should be winning. No matter which team we put out, we've got a bunch of talented youngsters. They should be able to score goals and pass the ball to each other in this sort of game, and we'll keep an eye on that front three. Harriet may get prolonged time on this game just purely because he's an experienced head. Or he's not, is he? He's quite young, but he's 21. But he's an older, more experienced player than the likes of Chong, Gomez and Greenwood. But we'll have to see. I mean, we are on top of the game. Let's ask them to get creative. That normally works as well. Yeah, inspires them a little bit. But we're doing all right. I mean, I say we're doing all right. We're not really doing all right. Let's make some subs. Right. Let's go. Greenwood for Rashford. Pereira for Chong and Gomez for Martial. Yeah, we'll just do a brand new front three. I'm tempted to put Pereira in there and move. I think we'll go for that. Yeah, Pereira prefers the Mazzala role, so we'll go for that. Front line, it's a big change from Gomez, Greenwood and Chong to Martial, Harriet and Rashford. That is quite the change for a strike force in terms of experience, but it's basically pace for pace. It's very nice. Pereira comes into the midfield as a bit of a playmaker, a bit more of a set-piece maestro as well to help Ashley Young out for set pieces. But all in all, not a very good game. Luckily, though, we're already through into the group, into the knockout stages. Andrea Pereira puts it in. Is that going to be a penalty? The referee's asking VAR. And it is a penalty, and that'll be Martial, I imagine, who's just gone. No, Pogba's going to step up and take this one. Must be... Did I not play Pogba in the game against where he scored? No, obviously I didn't. And Pogba sticks it in. 1-0. We're going to get the win. And his 7th goal of the season. Very nice indeed. Wilfred indeed, you could say, who had an interesting game against Chelsea the other day, didn't he? Pretty much gave them a goal by getting tackled by Mason Mount, and then scored a good header in the second half. There'll be more chat on Football Talk about that as well. Football Talk, by the way, is the podcast that I host, the Premier League football podcast we host. We chat about football news from around the globe, and the Premier League as well. As Pereira's going to pick this up on the edge. We do have enough time to get another goal here. McTominay into Delot. Delot fires it in just in front of Rashford, and he couldn't get in the goal scoring opportunity. Now Resnick has just kicked him. He has just kicked him, referee. Give him a yellow card. He doesn't, but Pereira is going to be over the free kick. McTominay's a big lad at the front post. Can we find McTominay? He dinks in, actually looking for Ashley Young, which is an interesting decision, as Danielson is there. He's sort of just dallying on the ball a bit, put under pressure, but then clears it away. As Pogba over the free kick fires it into the wall, hits the rebound, the keeper dives, but it doesn't reach him, as Martial is then tackled very well by Danielson. Again, I am going to have a look to see who that is, that Danielson. If it is the Danielson that played for Arsenal, bit of a nosedive of a career, really, isn't it? As Hubnik is there, Herrick is there, Young just hoofs it long. It's a good header away. Danielson picks it up into Kusanerak over the top, looking for Kovarik, and his cross is blocked very well by one of the centre backs. I think it's Fosu Mensah I've put as the right-sided centre back. As Martial runs at pace, that defender just literally stood still, and Martial's gone all the way around him. It's a great save from Kosiak in goal. As Harriet picks it up onto his right foot, looks to put the ball in. Martial with a header, and he's offside. So that's going to be probably the end of the game. A pretty disappointing 1-0 win. After the performance we had against Wolves, I made lots of changes, and the kids have let me down with anything. As Alan Hansen once said, you don't win anything with kids. As Rashford now runs at the defence, looks for Harriet. It's a good header from Resnick, though, and that will probably be the end of the game. Harriet out to Ashley Young, and we get a good win against Wolves. We get a professional win against Victor Pilsner. It's probably not even been that professional, but it's been pretty comfortable. So Young has the ball here. There's the full-time whistle. It's 1-0 to Man United. We are going through top of the group, which is fine. I'm going to say you are poor out there. You need to play better against better teams. That fires them all up, gets them motivated, and that's very nice. We receive 511k. Pogba has a fitness thing. Delot gets man of the match. PSG taking Pogba performance. If I was to sell Pogba, let me know in the comments how much do I accept. They're talking about a deal worth 80 million. That is nowhere near enough. Man United enjoying life with left foot. So there we go. I did notice in the schedule we have Man City and Liverpool. So we're literally going to play one game offline and we'll be back for Man City and Liverpool. So I will see you then. But before we go, I need to go to the outro and thank my wonderful Patreons that play a little bit extra to the channel every month just to support me and keep me going, allowing me to invest in a green screen that doesn't really work with this colour top. It's something with the settings because the yellow's going all the way across and it really shouldn't do. And for that I apologise, but I've been away for quite some time, so something's obviously gone wrong. The lighting's different or something, I don't know. I'll blame my wife. Why not? But thank you so much. Go and check out the Football Talk podcast. Links in the description below. Check out all the other videos on the channel. There will be F1 and PES 2020. Keep coming to the channel. I just need to get back into the groove of everything that I do because this is literally the first day that I've been back. I landed last night at about 10 o'clock in the evening. I've been at work all day and I got home from work and thought I'd put a video out. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thanks for putting up for my rambles. For now, I'm out. Cheers.